Well, I think Jason got us kickstarted on a really good note to Chaos Conf, and we want to thank all of you for coming out for the next 3 days. For those that were part of the workshops happening yesterday, also, I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you for making day 0 as fun as it was. But as we set the stage for the next 3 days, we wanted to take a little bit of a moment to acknowledge where Chaos Conf started, where we came from. So back in 2018, we knew that companies like Netflix and Google, that they were doing chaos engineering. But we also knew that smaller companies were in this space, and the engineers really wanted to share so much about it, but they didn't know how to connect. There was no way that they can say, hey, I work at such company. I'm interested in chaos engineering. How can I get started? So around 2017, a Slack community got created, and Tammy Bryant decided to say, hey, why don't we also let the Slack community come in person and have a conference where they can actually share? And this is how Chaos Conf came together. We wanted a time for us to have a safe space that was inclusive, that allowed for us to share the failures of working on complex systems, but ways that we can tell each other, this is how I made my company more reliable. So we happened to have the 2018 conference in San Francisco. It was a really fun venue. It was the Alamo Drafthouse, so a movie theater. We were able to bring 250 engineers together. It was so awesome to be able to be part of it. We also had some really amazing speakers, which included Jesse Frizzell, Charity Mayers, and we also had Adrian Cockcroft, which will be coming back for this year. So thanks, Adrian, for coming back. This year went super well. So in 2019, we knew we had to do it again. We wanted to have a larger conference, instead of just talks, we also wanted to bring in more learning opportunities. So for Chaos Conf 2019, we had the ability to put workshops within the program too. This was held in San Francisco once again. We went with the movie theater the prior year, so we wanted to make it fun once again. We chose the Regency Ballroom in San Francisco, which is known for its amazing music venue. It was a great conference. We had, once again, amazing talks. We heard from MailChimp, Target, Expedia, Google, and Backcountry around how they got started in chaos engineering, how you can build more reliable human systems. And overall, it was great. But not only did we come together to have a lot of fun and learning on the technical space, we knew we had to break away the day. So we got a chance to bring some dogs over. They got petted, and we just took fun photos with dogs. But we also wanted to put in a charity component to Chaos Conf. So that year we launched #Chaos for Good, and we were able to pack some lunches that we were able to give out. At the end of the day, we wanted to remind folks the reason why we put together conferences like Chaos Conf, and in general, what we had in mind for 2020. So 2018 was great. 2019 was amazing. And we knew that we wanted to put together Chaos Conf for 2020. But as we know, 2020 just had other plans. We still wanted to hold this space for everyone to have a community to reach out to. So for the next few days, Jason and I will be your MCs, but we're going to have an amazing team behind us being here for Chaos Conf. And with that, we have the entire community here with us. Communities are a way for each another to be there for each other through all the ups and downs. And we know that this year has been really hard. I know that we all kind of focus on building resilient systems, but at the same time, we're people, we're humans. So we have to be there for each other and those type of things. We've seen that the chaos engineering community kind of just grew from a few folks out here in Silicon Valley to now thousands of you across so many companies. So we asked you all, what does reliability mean to you? And we have a little video to play for y'all. So now it's your chance to tell us, what does reliability mean to you? We have various ways that you can interact throughout the conference. I'll share more about that later, but head on over to the hallway track if you're already part of Chaos Conf and join in the conversation. With that, I wanted to introduce myself properly. My name is Ana Margarita Medina. I'm based out of San Francisco. I am a Latina, so hashtag I love being like Latina in general, but I know it's also Latinx Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month. So shout out to anyone who identifies as that. I'm also a huge mental health advocate. I love makeup, even with virtual conferences. I kind of had to go all out today. I'm also a huge sour beer nerd, and I love hoop earrings and beach trips. And with me today, I also have another great MC. With that, I'll let Jason introduce himself.
Thanks, Anna. I'm Jason Yee. I'm Director of Advocacy at Gremlin. Other fun things that I do, I play way too much Pokemon Go, I drink way too much whiskey, and I've started a side hustle as a bean-to-bar craft chocolate maker. So if you're into chocolate or any other food, there is a Good Eats channel in Slack that you should join, and come share what you're eating or what you're cooking, share your favorite recipes. We're going to be your hosts for this event, as Anna mentioned, but I did want to shout out to everybody that's helped make this possible. All the amazing Gremlin staff. As mentioned, this is a community conference, but Gremlin does help run it. And so we've got a bunch of amazing folks that have been with us to help make this all happen. We also have a ton of amazing sponsors, people like Fire Hydrant, Lightstep, ServiceNow, and a bunch of other folks, too many to name within our limited time slot here. But please go visit them on Slack in the virtual sponsor hall. They're all working on really amazing products to help make your lives easier as engineers and to help speed up the work that you're doing. So whether you're meeting them for the first time or just revisiting them to see what new things they've built, go check out what they're doing. I'd like to also thank all of our speakers. We've got a ton of great speakers. So today's theme is reliability comes with practice. We'll be talking about how to build practices that help you master incidents and master the unexpected ones that come up. So we've got a bunch of great speakers, including Colton Andrus from Gremlin. So stay tuned for today. We've got all of those coming up. We also tomorrow have the theme of closing the DevOps loop. One thing that we've discovered as we chat with people who are doing chaos engineering is that a lot of them have adopted DevOps, the idea of breaking down silos and accelerating the move of shipping software so that developers can easily get things out into production. But oftentimes we find that they're missing that loop back, that the people that are operating systems and learning about reliability or dealing with reliability issues, that information isn't being passed back to developers. So to help with that, we brought along Gene Kim. Gene's been talking about DevOps and taught us about the 3 ways ages ago and how we can actually complete these loops. So Gene's going to be joining us along with a bunch of other great speakers. So join us tomorrow for that. Thursday, which is the last day of the conference, we've packed it in. We had so many submissions to our call for papers or call for proposals, and it was really hard to make the decision to cut speaker because there were so many great submissions. So we've actually decided to extend the day. So we've got one more talk in there, but as Anna mentioned, we've got Adrian Cockcroft who's joining us again, along with a bunch of other great speakers for Thursday. So Thursday's schedule slightly different, but stick around for that extra time because you're going to really enjoy these sessions. But I also wanted to shout out to you. As mentioned, this is a community conference, and so you are part of this community. So in addition to learning from speakers and getting to hear these amazing talks, I want to encourage you to share what you've learned. Share that in Slack, share it in your social channels, wherever you want to share your stories, but do share your stories about how you're building reliability. Because we may not be able to get together in person, but we are a community, and that means we do have a responsibility to share with each other.
And we know, like as I mentioned earlier, that we do focus on the systems, but at the end of the day, as we build more resilient systems, we ourselves are becoming more reliable as friends, as family, as a community. So we want to make sure to always keep that in mind. We know that along the way, things are going to happen in life. I think for 2020 has been a really rough year for a lot of folks. So make sure to always like reach out to your communities. Communities are there to build you back up when you're feeling really down. As humans, we learn how to fail 3 times, but we know that we need to get up those 4 times. So make sure to keep your community in mind as you're trying to find a way to get up that 4th time. And at the end of the day, every single failure that we go through only builds us to have a success the next time. We have life. Life is just all about learning. So make sure to keep that in mind as we go through the next few days. Share your failures, whether they're in your systems or in your personal life. It will just bring us all together. We have various ways for you to stay engaged throughout the conference. We're going to be mostly hanging out over in Slack. So if you have not gotten a chance to read your emails or join Slack yet, the link is go.gremlin.com/chaos-conf-slack. Once you're in there, just make sure to put your email address and you'll receive more details on how to create your account on the Chaos Conf workspace. And if you're not part of Slack yet and you still kind of want to get engaged with the community and with us, make sure to go on Twitter and post anything that's going on around Chaos Conf. Just because we're not at a venue doesn't mean you can't live tweet all the amazing speakers we have. And when you're tweeting about Chaos Conf, make sure to mention the Chaos Conf account. We have the Gremlin Inc. account. And of course, we have our handy dandy hashtag Chaos Conf. So my call to action is let me know what you're having for breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever time zone you're in. I know I just finished my breakfast, so I'm about to post my photo of breakfast in just a few minutes when I get back online. But in terms of Slack, we have various channels already curated for you to have a way to start meeting other folks in the community, maybe get in touch with friends that you haven't seen since last Chaos Conf. So make sure to start out by saying hello over in the intro channel. This is your way to just put a little bit more flavor to your little avatar on Slack. And we know that we love talking or in the hallway or as talks are going on. So let's bring that chit chat over to our hallway chat channel. Always keep in mind that we have an announcements channel where we're going to be posting everything that's going on around Chaos Conf, whether it's a new session, a happy hour, the workshops are kicking off. We've also curated a few interesting topic channels. So these are around monitoring, observability, incident management, chaos engineering automation. Go ahead and join them, share advice, ask your questions, talk about anything that relates to those topics. Jason mentioned earlier, we also have dedicated Q&A channels for the speakers. So go ahead and start thinking about some of the questions that you want to ask the speakers during the talks, but that is going to be their hub where you can always touch base with them. If at any moment you have any questions throughout the conference, make sure to check out the support channel. There's an entire team out there that's going to be there to help you. And it can't be a conference without swag, whether it's swag that you have gotten from Chaos Conf or our partner swag. Head on over to the hashtag swag channel and you'll be able to share photos and see what other cool goodies are hanging out here at Chaos Conf this year. I know Jason touched upon it earlier, but we wanted to touch base once again. Working in reliability also means acting with responsibility. With that, we're going to continue iterating throughout the entire conference. We have a code of conduct that is going to be enforced throughout all the conference, but this also includes happy hour and partner workshops. Please be in your best behavior and treat each other with respect. If at any moment you have any concerns, you can always just reach out by shooting a DM to Conduct Concerns on Slack. And there's also conduct@chaosconf.io that you can reach out to via email. So make sure to be in your best behavior. I mentioned earlier that for last year, we did the Chaos for Good, where we packed some charity lunches. We also, the last 2 years, have gotten a chance to partner with diversity and inclusion and equity initiatives to have scholarships for folks to come out to San Francisco and get involved in the chaos engineering community. Well, this year is a little bit different. We're a little bit all virtual. So we don't get to have opportunities like that. But this year is a little bit special to me. We got a chance to partner with one of my favorite organizations. Code 2040 is in a mission to bring more underrepresented minorities out to the tech space, specifically Latinx and Black folks. We are only making up 3 to 4% of the entire technology workforce. So we definitely need to bring more diverse talent in if we want to build an inclusive tech ecosystem. So with that, we're going to have Code 2040 here at Chaos Conf. There's going to be a happy hour happening on October 7th. If you're on the Pacific time zone, that's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern, 3, and CSET is 9:05 p.m. So always be on the lookout for the announcements channel where we're going to be sharing a little bit more.
As Anna mentioned, we want to make things accessible. And part of that is because technology is so powerful. Whether you work for a company that's a tiny startup with a bold idea of innovation, or whether you work for a massive multinational global corporation, things that manage things like global finance, we realize that all of these and anything in between has the power to change people's lives. And as you're doing work in these, the work that you're doing, things like chaos engineering have a chance to change lives as well. Y'all from around the world, we have over 3,000 attendees from over 77 countries joining this year. And with this global community, it means that we're all connected, but we can obviously see that not everybody here is represented. And so that's one reason we want to grow the community, is because we realize that some folks just haven't had a chance to join the community. So we do want to grow the community, and we think that that's important because it can change lives. Along with that, though, we asked some of you how chaos engineering has impacted your life and to share your story. And so I wanted to share one more video that we've got where we asked that question. So how has chaos engineering impacted you? Again, as you've heard us say repeatedly, we want you to share your story. So head into the Slack, share that story of how it's impacted you, how it's changed the way you work or changed your life. Ultimately, we want this conference to inspire you, not just educate you, but inspire you to become more reliable, both as a professional so that you can make amazing apps and robust and reliable systems, but also personally, so that you can be more capable and more knowledgeable, and that you can share more of what you know to help build up those around you. So with that, I want to welcome you all to Chaos Conf 2020. We hope that you enjoy your time here and that you share amazing stories. Thanks for joining us.